Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica Flynn and I am the owner and maker of Flynn Sisters Boutique. I hope you're all having a fabulous week. Thank you for coming and watching my video today. I'm going to be making a summer design for a tumbler that I'm going to be making for myself. In this video, I am also going to be going over a lot of epoxy basics for tumbler makers. This is a pretty basic design. There's nothing groundbreaking to it. So since I'll have some extra time in this video, I'm going to go over some tips and tricks to get the best results out of my Flynn Sisters epoxy. You're going to see all the products in this video listed and linked down below in the description box. You might even find some discount codes for either as well. So that's enough chit chat for me. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, you guys, so today I'm going to be working with a 40-ounce Big Betty tumbler from Tipsy Magnolia. I ordered it in hot pink, but it came with just this black handle and black lid. And then I guess you could just add in the color that you ordered yourself. So we're going to remove the handle from the tumbler. You just need a regular Phillips head screwdriver to do that. To get to the screw on the inside of the handle, just put your screwdriver to a little bit of an angle. I promise you should be able to wedge it in there and get the handle off just fine. Make sure you set the screws in the handle in a safe place so you don't lose them. I was super inspired by my friend Emily with Texas Tumblers. She makes the cutest hot pink neon leopard print Stanley cups, and I wanted one of those for myself or for summer, so that's what we're going to be doing. She had this killer idea to use little vinyl dots for this spot, and I think that's such a brilliant idea. However, I'm not smart enough to come up with the right shape for that, so I'm just going to use masking tape. So I've got two pieces of masking tape here that I've doubled up, and we're just going to smush that right into the little part where the handle meets the cup. Also, you guys, go follow Emily. She's so talented, and if you want one of these beautiful cups for yourself and you don't want to do all the work, buy one from her because she's amazing and her work is phenomenal. So definitely go check her out. I'll have a link to all of her socials in the description box of this video. So once I got my two pieces of masking tape wedged in on those little handle sections, I'm going to put my handle back on to make sure it's nice and secure, and I'll use a sharp craft knife to just cut away the excess. And what I'm left with is a perfectly masked section where the handle meets the cup, so I won't get epoxy and paint and glitter in there. Next, I'm going to tape off the top and bottom of my tumbler. This step is totally optional. I just like the way that this is going to look with this particular kind of design, and kind of similar to the Stanley cups where they do have that little bit of exposed stainless steel up along the top rim. To do this, I'm just going to run a line of a black electrical tape along the top and bottom rim of my cup and run it through my edge trimmer on the second rung from the bottom on both the top and bottom. Remove the excess tape from the inside of the cut that we just created. And now I'm going to do a quick sand to prep on our tumbler, and then I'm going to clean it up with some rubbing alcohol and a paper towel. And now we're ready to roll. For our base paint today, I'm starting with a flat white spray paint. Just a nice light even coat is going to be perfect for what we're wanting today. Over the top of that, I'm going to do a nice even coat of Montana Black Infra Pink spray paint. This is my favorite hot pink. There's plenty of hot pink spray paints that you can use. Everyone has their favorite, so use what you love best. Once this is dry to the touch, I'm ready to apply my glitter. I'm using my Flynn Sisters Fast Cure Epoxy today to apply my glitter, so I'm going to mix up 5 milliliters. To do this, I'm going to mark my medicine cup at 2.5 milliliters and 5 milliliters with a Sharpie marker. And I'm going to first pour part B into my medicine cup. You'll notice that my epoxy has been decanted into these honey bottles. That makes pouring much easier to get very accurate measurements. Once I've poured part B up to the first line, I'm going to pour part A up to the second line that we drew with our Sharpie marker earlier. Then I'm going to start mixing everything together with a stainless steel coffee stir. I prefer these when mixing epoxy in smaller amounts because I find that they leave less air bubbles and friction than wood stir sticks. They're also reusable and very easy to clean and put away when I'm done. We're gonna stir this for a couple of minutes, but really anytime I'm mixing epoxy, I don't mix by time, I mix by sight and feel. I'm able to see when my epoxy is done mixing because there shouldn't be any kind of tracers or rainbows coming off of my stir stick or too much cloudiness. A lot of air bubbles is normal and totally okay. So here you can see that the epoxy is fully mixed. There's no kind of ribbons or anything coming off of my stir stick. So now I can apply it to the cup. I do want to heat my cup up a little bit first though. It's really cold in my shop. So I'm going to take my torch just to warm up the surface. That's going to help the epoxy spread on smooth like butter. And when we're trying to get a super thin coat, like what we need to apply glitter, the thinner and the more even, the better. So I'm going to be extra careful around those handle spots there where we taped off, just to make sure that we don't have too much overlap of any kind of epoxy and messy stuff. Making extra careful that I get every spot. We don't want to have any blank spots. And then once I've got this on, I'm just going to let it rip with my glitter. This is Electric Pink from Batty Glitter at myramakeitit.com. I will have this linked in the description box along with a discount code. This has to be one of my favorite hot pink glitters. It's so sparkly, it's so bright and beautiful. Once I've got my whole cup covered, I'm going to aggressively tap off the excess and then we'll remove our masking tape. I'm going to let this dry on my rack for about 2 hours before we move on to the next step. Once our glitter is fully dry, we're going to reapply our masking tape. And I'm going to do it the same way that I did it the first time. So we're just going to double up some blue painter's tape, smush it over that part that kind of pokes out, and put our handle back on and cut around the excess. For my first coat of epoxy over the glitter, I'm going to be mixing up 60 milliliters of my Artist Cure epoxy. I'm going to heat it up though first in my milk warmer. I love to do this in the colder months with my Artist Cure. If you're using Fast Cure, you can still heat up part A. Just don't heat up both part A and B because that hardener can't take too much excess heat because it's meant to speed up heat and cure quick. So if we make it really hot on the front end, it'll speed up that curing process and you won't have any time to work with your Fast Cure. It can actually flash cure it. But we don't have to worry about that too much with Artist Cure because we have a much longer pot life and this is a regular curing resin. So again, we're going to measure out equal parts of A and B. I pour part B first always because it's a thinner viscosity. So when we introduce part A over the top of that, they mix in nicely together. And we're mixing that with a stainless steel butter spreader. I love these for mixing epoxy. They get right into all the cracks and crevices of those cups. I scrape the sides really well and it has that nice thick paddle, so it mixes pretty quickly versus like a stainless steel coffee stirrer. Once my epoxy is fully mixed, and I know it's fully mixed because there's no tracers or anything weird like that coming off of my stir stick when I move it through the epoxy, we're going to spread it on there like we normally would. I'm just going to take great care when I'm going around that handled area. You'll notice that I did replace my tape at the top and bottom as well. That's just to make sure no glitter moves into those exposed stainless steel areas as we're spreading our epoxy on. So leave that tape on for the entire duration of this coat application, and then I take that tape off right away once I'm done. I'm also going to hit this with my torch to pop any bubbles. I do have a very thick viscosity epoxy, so if you're not used to that, you'll notice a big learning curve with the micro bubbles. We recommend using a TS4000 Burnzomatic torch. I believe that's the official name for it. Whatever standard propane torch you can get at Lowe's, Home Depot, any kind of hardware store, and you would just put that on like a standard green propane camp gas tank, okay? Those cheap little green camp gas tanks. And one camp gas tank is going to last you for a very long time. They're safe to use once you learn how to use them, so don't worry about setting your house on fire. But it's going to provide the right focused heat very quickly to blast through all those micro bubbles. It's not going to be a problem for us, okay? So once we get this done, I'm going to let it dry for about 6 to 8 hours. Again, we're using Artist Cure for this coat. Your dry times may vary based on the brand and type of epoxy that you're using. Once this coat is dry, I'm going to come right back over the top of it to do a second coat. I'm going to repeat the same exact steps for my second coat. So I'm going to heat my epoxy up. I'm going to do the measuring the same. The difference will be the amount. So instead of 80 milliliters of epoxy, I'll probably only need about 40 for the second coat. All right, so now that we have 2 coats of epoxy on there, my cup should be mostly smooth. We're just going to go around with an 80 grit sanding block and smooth out any kind of pokey bits. We want our cup to be completely smooth before we move on to the next step. Now we're ready to apply our vinyl for the stenciling. I cut some leopard print out of just some regular vinyl with my Cricut. I will link the leopard print file that I used down below in the description box. And I sized it roughly to the same height and width around my tumbler, so I had enough pattern to go all the way around. I placed my spots on one by one just so that I wouldn't have to deal with the curvature in the cup and placing this all in one sheet. But do whatever works best for you. I just personally prefer this, and I try to match my fill pattern to the fill pattern of what was cut on the vinyl, just with it a little more spread out and with what works with the natural curvature of the cup. Here's what I'm left with. I also replaced my tape at the top and bottom, and then I also did my handle tape again, same way I've been doing it. Once we got that all taped up and our vinyl stenciling on, we're going to take this to the paint booth, and I'm going to do 2 light, even coats of Rust-Oleum 2 times flat white spray paint. You can do however many coats you need to make sure that you get a nice even white coat. You don't want to try and do this all in one coat because that's when you run into drips, and that's just not going to look good. So let things dry between coats, take your time, and make sure that this comes out really clean. As soon as my paint was dry to the touch, I removed my vinyl stenciling. And then I went in with a very light coat of epoxy, replacing my masking on the handle points and the top and bottom of my cup, just like I've done for the previous epoxy coats. We just want to get everything nice and sealed in before we move on to our vinyl work. For this coat, I used 30 milliliters of Flynn Sisters Fast Cure Epoxy. At this point, we should have something that looks like this, and I absolutely love it. At this point, I could have just put the handle on it and been done and been happy with it, but you know, that's not my style. Of course, we have to gild the lily. So we're gonna add this cute palm tree design here that I made, and this Not a Stanley logo that I thought was adorable. I found this on Etsy. I'll link it in the description box. Probably trademark infringement. Definitely, but it's still cute, whatever. So I'm gonna put that on there. This is just a fluorescent green vinyl that I got from Amazon. And I sized this decal to be about 2.25 inches wide. Okay, and I'm going to apply this using the hinge method like I normally would, being sure to measure twice. So I only have to cut once, and I would also recommend throwing your handle on there when you're trying to position your decal as well to make sure that it looks right. Next, I'm going to apply this big honkin' palm decal. It was 10 inches long and huge. I wish I would have done it in a couple different sections, but I didn't. I tried to apply it all at once. So to get around that curve, you're going to have to kind of cut your transfer tape into strips to kind of get this down in sections to work against that curve of the cup. I'm not going to lie, this was a total pain in the butt. I really struggled, and I didn't include a lot of what went on during this moment. But it turned out fine. It turned out really well. If there's any kind of wrinkles, I just smooth those out with my craft knife and kind of press them down. For the offset, I created the offset from this palm leaf in Cricut Design Space. I made it 0.06 for the offset sizing. And it's the same size long as the green palm. And it was way harder to put on. It took me 3 tries. The third try, I finally cut it into 3 sections. I only got to film me putting on the last final third section because I couldn't film it. It was too much. It was very stressful. So if you want to recreate this design, I'm just warning you, that was a huge pain in the butt. Finally, at this point, I just wanted to double check with my handle that it was going to fit and go on there after the final coat of epoxy. Everything looked good to go, so you'll see I reapplied my little handle tape, and then this time I'm only putting tape on the bottom rim. I'm going to extend the epoxy all the way up to the very top rim and just wipe off any excess, so I don't need to tape off the top again. Same thing with the bottom. If I happen to get any excess epoxy on the bottom at this point, I could just wipe it off with some rubbing alcohol and a paper towel. I am going to wipe down my cup with a tack cloth before we apply this final coat. That will ensure that the final coat truly is a final coat. There's no lint and debris in there, hopefully. This is 60 milliliters of Artist Cure. I always recommend using our Artist Cure formula for your final coat. It's just going to help keep things bright and beautiful for a very long time. Both our Fast Cure and Artist Cure have the same levels of HALS stabilizers and UV stabilizers. However, Fast Cure by nature is just not going to protect against yellowing. The other raw materials in that formula are going to break down faster over time. So definitely use your Artist Cure formula for your final coats. I'm applying this like I normally would, and be sure to remove your tape right when you're done. I don't set timers or try to remember. I just take them off as soon as I apply that coat. And again, you guys, if you don't want to tape off the bottom and top of your cup, you can skip that step completely. All right, so once I've got this smoothed on there, I'm going to hit my cup with a torch like I normally would to pop any bubbles, and then we're good to go. I let this dry for a solid 12 hours before I messed around with it, and then we put the handle back on there and we were done. Oh my gosh, I love how this cup turned out. It's all mine and it's ready for the summer. What do you guys think? Are you going to make yourself one? Let me know. Let me know if you guys like doing these big 40-ounce cups. I think they're a lot of work. I think they are. If you buy one from a friend, pay them double because it's a lot of work, but so much fun. Thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I will see you soon. And a big thank you to all of our Flynn Sisters exclusive members. Thank you for your pledge. Your support means the world to our channel. If you love this video, you could check out our last video here. Also be sure to find us on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and of course subscribe for all our new videos that come out every Wednesday and Saturday. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon.